Oh, Canada. Oh, sorry about that. Seriously, who doesn't love Canada? Everybody loves Canada, for crying out loud. With their stunning natural landscape, their maple syrup, and Ryan Reynolds. Well, I mean everybody loves Canada. I mean, including this one too.
Called him Governor Trudeau because they should be the 51st state.
I'd like to see Canada become our 51st state.
Probably both. I think he's watching for the United States to win tonight, so he looks forward to watching the game tonight, and we look forward to the United States beating our soon-to-be 51st state, Canada.
Who in the hell does this yank to tell Canadians what to do? We'll show them that Canada ain't all smiles and hugs, and that with Mr. Hawke in charge, he's hoping to take the Vancouver Whitecaps and aim to get one over those patriotic Trump supporters. As yes, Canada have already kicked their backside once when it comes to hockey. Hopefully we'll kick their ears once again at football. Welcome you amazing people. It's Thursday and you know what that means. It's rebuild time on my channel as Mr. Hawke has travelled to the MLS once again, and all importantly Canada, because who doesn't love Canada, folks? And well, there's two reasons why Mr. Hawke has chosen the Vancouver Whitecaps to do the next rebuild special. Number one, as a matter of fact, I could have chose 3 Canadian teams, but Vancouver stood out because what talent they produced. AKA someone who's more known, Alphonso Davies, who came through their academy. Look at him now, Champions League winner and also German League winner this season as well. But another reason is just to shut Donald Trump, just to kick those damn Yanks once again and prove that we're not a 51st state. We're better than those down south at sports. Like we already proved it in hockey, let's do it on the football pitch as well. And you can see from the squad, they've got some really good talent coming through. Just a little change of the formation. I want to do something a little bit bold than that. But also, you can't talk about Ryan Gould over here. Some people call him the Scottish Messi. Let's see and find out. That's a title you got to earn. 21 million in the bank, a lot of money in our first season. And to be fair, I think a little bit of Canadian help is needed. So we need a big help from the back line. And someone who's familiar on the channel from Shrewsbury, Derek over here, joins us for £3.3 million of absolute ox in the back line. Also, we brought in some loans with obligation to buy from Inter, Teju Buchanan, and also from Marseille, Islam Kone, with obligation to buy at the end of the season. And someone up front of here, record £6 million. A forward, in fact, who can absolutely cause terror upon defenders. And a nickname I've given this guy from my recent days. Someone I like to call the Canadian Destroyer. Yeah, that's the squad right here. A little bit bold formation, in fact, but this was the formation I was practicing for. And to be fair, 3 of the back has worked well for Roma. So I thought, why not give it a shout in the MLS? And in fact, let's see how we get on our first season in Major League Soccer. God, I need to wash my mouth. I almost said that S word. In Mr. Hawke's first game in the MLS competition, we had Charlotte FC travelling to the beautiful DC Stadium. Absolutely wonderful here in the city of Vancouver. And it only took a matter of seconds before things kicked off. Carl Lorin opens it up. Oh, it's his first goal. And I'm pretty sure that will not be his last. On the right hand side again, and we cause him more trouble. You hear that can in the background? That's a can of whoop ass on Charlotte FC. And after making Zaha doing 20 somersaults, we pushed on even more. Because there's a reason why I call Carl Lorin the Canadian Destroyer. And that's a freaking good reason, as he's got himself a hat-trick and a 4-0 win demolition. In our first away game, it's an emotional connection for Mr. Hawke's former side, FC Dallas. But Carl Lorin didn't really share those same emotional thoughts, as he opens it up for the big Canadian once again. More does seem good, to be fair. Buchanan from the wing decided to try his luck from Andrew, but it's an absolute stinker from the Dallas goalkeeper. Oh boy, and oh boy, it's going to get worse for myself, because Derek seemed a little bit too aggressive. Took out Packer and my centre back as well. The referee points to the spot, and Musa converted the penalty to reduce the lead, but that was only a scratch. While Carl Lorin, in fact, will come in with the uppercut, destroying FC Dallas, as these Cowboys have been sent packing home. On to last year's MLS winners, the LA Galaxy. The ball turned to a shooting star. Make a wish. I missed Larin to score. He missed. Oh, okay. But that wishing star came for LA Galaxy, in fact. As it's through my defence. And oh my... What the hell, goalkeeper? I know we're in Canada, but that doesn't mean you're going to get yourself cold feet. Trying to push on, but the goalkeeper for LA Galaxy, well, they didn't seem much bothered by the cold match. As Ryan Gould's shot was saved into the second half, but you can't do nothing there, goalkeeper, in front of the face of the destroyer. He got himself an equaliser. The cold certainly got to the goalkeeper sooner or later, as he absolutely dropped a bollock in front of Ben White. Seriously, is all goalkeepers in the MLS absolutely shit? Or is it just my luck? But it's time to face the original, as we had Inter Miami next to the BC Stadium. And this was Ryan's big day to prove the haters that he deserves the title of Scottish Messi. Going on and on, but sadly, Inter Miami, of course, they had the one goalkeeper who is an absolute rubbish. But he was certainly going to break through. And break through he does! Oh, he's got the goal! Celebrating like it's his day as he gets the title, the Scottish Messi! Really, I need to stop calling that. Larin pushed through the defenders, out-muscles them. Shot, post, Ryan Gould with the rebound! Gives us the lead once again. But this game turned to a battle. Who was better, the Scottish version or the original? Second half, Inter go through. Far, a different person on the score sheet gives them the lead. But there's no such thing as nerves in my dictionary, especially when you got Carl Larin, in fact. Oh, absolute beautiful. An equaliser, but grabbed the ball. We're going for more as he pushed on again. And oh my gosh, he missed. Boy, that's someone who doesn't miss. It's Leroy Messi. He made a good pass, but saved for the Japanese goalkeeper, saving my Canadian bacon. As his corner for Inter Miami turned to their worst decision yet, as we're able to break through, push on a counter-attack, and wait a minute, who's that player? From our own academy, it's only King, who's one-on-one, and will settle the nerves, and the 3 points for the Vancouver Whitecaps, with the winner, in fact. A huge win, pushing us through to the playoff round of the MLS. And this is where it gets tricky. It's one game, lose, you're out. Through, you're going for bigger success. 1 minute in, we mean business. Canadian stock! Oh, Larin opens up. Second goal was going to be a lot more harder, as they had Hugo Lloris in net. As well, the crossbar narrows it down, but Koenig came along to break the walls down with a power shot. Second goal sends us through to the semi-finals of the playoffs, where Portland Timbers wait. White drowning the defence away, lays it across to Larin with the finishing touches. It's 1-0. Later on in the game, their goalkeeper's making load of saves, and I know what's going to happen, because they're going to go up the other end. Yep, pretty much. Now it's their turn, pulling on more pressure, trying to get the lead, but we managed to steal it away from a corner, and next thing you know it's Ryan Gould. He's one-on-one. What's his nerves like? Nerves of steel, Scottish steel, in fact. Puts us in the lead. And well, it got bad to worse for Timbers, as the last match and resorted in a red card, as fellow Canadian Miller got packing, and well, it was easy put them away like a chainsaw. 3-1 victorious in our first season. We're in the MLS Cup Finals. First season for Mr. Hawk's Vancouver Whitecaps side, and we're in the MLS Finals. We deserve to be here. We're playing brilliant football, and yet Cincinnati stands in our way from winning Vancouver their first MLS Cup trophy. So on this stage, will the Canadians dominate like we did in hockey? Or will this be a day in Canada we want to forget? On Mr. Hawk side, can we get the job done? Let's frickin' find out. Buchanan plays it across to Larin. Larin got space, going to go for a shot. Take the goalkeeper off. And it's now a chance for Cincinnati. I don't know any of their players apart from that one. Andre Edelin. He's through like it. He's going to get a shot off. Going to cross it in. Get the shot. Oh, it's another stinker from the Japanese goalkeeper. Oh no, and it's gone at a worst time possible. The MLS Finals. Go and push on right here. Over it goes to Buchanan, who heads it. Oh, couldn't control it better. Oh, but he's won it though. Buchanan plays it back into White with the shot. Save though from their keeper. That's what a save is. Keeper, learn it. It's a Hawk. Got the jumper on. It's a bit chilly here, but oh, can we get an equaliser? White goes with the cross. the header, and just missed. Playing from the back, Cubis, go good ball into Kone. Kone throws it to Lorin. Lorin trying to tease his man, trying to find the gap, trying to find the space, going to get the shot, but it's only hit the defender. Kone heads it back down to White, who then heads it in. Their players down, we're still going to play on. Now White into Lorin. Lorin will shoot, Lorin will score. Cincinnati are absolutely up in rage. Their player is down and hurt. I continue to play, and Lorin comes in with the equaliser. Now from the kickoff, let's just try and go for another one. They're up in arms, they're raging right here. As you can see, they're going to play at 1-2. And so much space. The flag stays down. The shot. For frick's sake, it's another stinker. Are you absolute kidding me? 2 stinkers in the cup finals. And straight from kickoff, Cincinnati regain the lead. It's absolute horror show between the net from the wing. They're going to push on. Missed time tackle. And the free of the back seems a little bit open. Again, flag stays down, keeper goes out, it's straight through him, it's free. I'm not really blaming the goalkeeper on that one, but it's absolute disaster in the MLS finals. We trail by 2 goals, it's 3-1 to Cincinnati before half. Straight from kickoff, here we go. Play at 1-2. Now, it's got to get something going. Long ball into Kone. Kone dribbles back to Cubis. Cubis into Lorin. Lorin spots White. Onside. And straight from kickoff, we've got a goal. 3-2. He gets the ball at the back of the net. There's a lot more work to go into the second half. Pushing on right here. Shot blocked. Thank goodness my back line hasn't been imposed. Now Buchanan with the run. He's got the pace, and he threw balls it to Lorin, who with the first touch and the second touch, the poke it past the goalkeeper with an equaliser. We come out swinging into the second half. It's only been 5 minutes, and yet we've scored 2 goals with the equaliser. It's 3-3. Now, come on, Cubis. Waves it across the Ryan Gold, who threw balls it to White. White spots the pass into Lorin with the shot and the winner! 4-3, and the comeback kings belong to Vancouver Whitecaps. What a dramatic comeback. Now, come on, over it goes. Header back into Lorin. Lorin push it across to Kone. Kone back into Buchanan. Gonna get the shot, and it's now 5-3. Cincinnati implode in front of our very eyes. Corner for Cincinnati right here, trying to reduce the deficit, but they've got very little time to do so. Corner heads it back down into King. A young lad still going on. Can he find the pass? Right here, through balls it to Lorin, and Lorin is through, ladies and gentlemen. The destroyer is in, and Cincinnati could only quake as he's got himself a hat-trick in this MLS finals and only guaranteeing us the trophy. As it echoes across full time here on American soil, the Canadian Vancouver Whitecaps win their very first MLS finals. I'm proud for these boys, I really am, as they were fighting tooth and nail to go back from a 3-1 deficit. But yes, the comeback kings, Vancouver has done it, and it's been such a short journey, but I've enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much for enjoying this Vancouver series. If you do, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you beautiful people later. What? You think it's over just like that? No. I've got more planned for this side. Yeah, that's right. I've got more planned. Now, I know there's no North American Champions League because there's no Mexican games in EAFC, but I'll tell you one thing they've got is a challenge I've had in my thought. To be known as the best side in MLS history, I'm going to do something that no MLS side has ever done, and that is winning the MLS not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row, which no other team has ever done. What makes the series more interesting, because if I lose any of the next final leading up to the finals, then the series is over. So Mr. Hawk, tell me, how are you going to improve off a very successful first season with the Vancouver Whitecaps? And well, there are improvements that definitely be needed. I've got some eye on some big players. For example, this player from the free agents. Yes, I know he's not Canadian, but the fact is, if you want to take another swing at those Yanks, be my guest, Alexis Gutierrez. Be my guest. And also, another big man joining up Carl Lorin as well up forwards. As he can survive a coma, he can survive the cold winter nights in Canada. Taiwo Iwobi joins us for £5.5 million. But Mr. Hawk, where's the Canadians? And don't you worry, they're coming. As our record signing of £7.5 million, as Canadian CDM Stevens Esposito is here to booster up the defence. And speaking of defence, I do reject my loan. You can absolutely do one. As Clement Akpu, yeah, you can absolutely be more than welcome. $3 million for a final signing. And yeah, that's the up-to-date squad right here. Looks absolutely intimidating, but people are going to be calling me an idiot, thinking, Jordan, where's the goalkeeper? Because you know my Japanese goalkeeper drops some absolute stinkers. And don't you worry, I have someone in mind. As our youth academy right here produced two good absolute Canadian young keepers to be. Larry Coleman, who's still underage, but over here, Gibbs, well, I'm going to call him up and he's going to be my starting goalkeeper. Put him right on the front line. So, let's see how we get on. Can we win our second MLS trophy? Remember, if I don't, the series is over. Hell, a lot of pressure I put on these players, haven't I? But we are the champ, as the champ is here. Yes, at New England Revolution. I've always wanted to say that. Gibbs over here, new boy in there. And it's still early days, but it's good saves from the young lad. And speaking of early, we're going to get ourselves an early goal. Buchanan, now permanent signing, on the right wing. Shoots and scores, in fact. As Iwobi up forwards, hit the post, but the rebound for Gutierrez. The two new signings are doing well. But I'm just doing a crossword while playing this game. 8-letter word, beginning with, first letter beginning with M. Definition, complete destruction or overwhelmed defeat. And also the definition of this game as well. Can just someone let me know in the comments below. Montreal, a little bit of Canadian derby, as the Canadian destroyer will destroy any defence, including his fellow own Canadians. But a little bit more better from Gibbs over here was needed. As just pick yourself up. We're going to go for a pushing on as we manage to head away from a corner. But Sebastian would twat it back home and gives us the lead. And showing off all dominance here in Canada as Lorin to Awowi. It's 3-1, showing who the better team in Canada is. But New York, welcome to BC Stadium. Lorin was set through, shots forced to save, but Gutierrez with the rebound. All of a sudden, Kone was left by himself, going through like a winter breeze, in fact. And look at him go. Could he finish it off? Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Canadian mess. No, this messy thing is getting way over my head. But hell, we've got top quality plays here. We're going to say it 3 times. How about 3 goals? As you can certainly put your bet on Vancouver winning through the MLS Cup Finals. It's a bold statement, Mr. Hawk, especially when you've got fellow Canadians Toronto FC coming at you. I thought it was going to be an absolute friendly game, but turns out Toronto over here decided to have a yank in net. Absolute traitors! As we had a little bit of help from one of our own, Gibbs in net. Breaking the deadlock right here. Ryan Gore was set off. He sees the goal in sight and he absolutely misses. Oh, brother. So let's try that again, but this time on the right-hand scene. Buchanan strikes, opens the lead before deadlock. And after half-time, Toronto shot after shot. Gibbs was doing save after save. You will not break this kid. As we got through from a counter-attack, White spotting one man and Sean Johnson over here was staring the eyes of the Canadian destroyer. 2 goals ahead and through to the next round of the MLS playoffs, which we had San Jose Earthquakes opening up. Starting up with an old-fashioned colouring goal was absolutely needed. But Awowi from range wasn't enough to beat the goalkeeper. Alright, then let's change things up a little bit of mathematics over here. Reduce the distance, reduce the power, accuracy will increase, and there's the result and goal for Awowi. Jose had a little bit of someone on their side who I definitely will not forget. Jose Martinez showed up, reducing our lead. But 5 minutes in and Lorin means business. 3-1 as the final touch was spotted into the Canadian. 4-1. It's a cold day from San Jose Earthquakes. And that brings us to the semi-final clash against LA Galaxy. And it's disaster as it's played through to this Spaniard who strikes them the lead. And remember, if it stays like this series is over. We're going for broke over here. Awowi heads into Gutierrez, forced to save, but Buchanan with the equaliser. Poor pass into Kone. Kone spots Loren, who then finds the pass to Awowi, and it's 2-1. LA had their own Hollywood story. As I mistimed the tackle right here, and it set through Pug again. It's another equaliser. And as soon as we turned the tables, McCarthy spotted it with another save after another save. But Buchanan decided to go on the wing, spots past to Awowi, and his brace makes it 3-2. Decided to turn on the heat on the teenager. But fighting off all predators, including Harvey Weinstein, the kid was able to do it. And caught in the bright lights, Awowi was one-on-one as he sends Vancouver through to another MLS Finals as the hat-trick hero. Here it is, folks. It's another MLS Finals. And I don't mean this no disrespect to Cincinnati, but Atlanta United are going to be more of a threat. They mean business, and to be fair, it means all or nothing. If we lose, the series is over. But if we win, we're only one more season away of completing the hat-trick of MLS trophies. Let's see how we get on right here. I expect top performance from these lads, and I know they're going to absolute deliver for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Pushing on right here, through ball to Awowi. Awowi got players around, he's got two defenders closing him down. In the box now, played by Ryan Gord. He's going to get the shot off, and the keeper with one arm saves it over the crossbar. Through balls it now, and got a chance to break through. Good touch. Now plays it in. Through ball into the striker, but a great save from young Gibbs in this big finals. Now ball in our favour, Sebastian Stevens. Plays across Gutierrez. Now ball into Lorin on the edge of the wing. Gets a shot off, and it only rounds the post, and the keeper managed to get hold of the ball. Kone holds it off, plays across to Lorin. Lorin back into Buchanan. Edge of the wing right here, closing his man down. Dribbles through, plays across to the ring, got time with a shot, and it forces another save from the keeper. Going into the second half, and it's going to be who's going to break first. Two teams going all at it. And we see Adewoye plays across to Gutierrez with the shot, with the goal to finally draw first blood in this MLS Finals. From the edge of the wing, we took our time, we took our pieces, and speaking of pieces, an absolute bargain for absolutely nothing, and he comes in storming with the opening goal. From the back, let's see if we can do some magic. More goals being better, and Buchanan seems to think so. Through balls it to the goal scorer himself, into Lorin, who's going to cross it into Adewoye. Oh, it's absolutely spectacular from the Nigerian forward. Adewoye comes in swinging with a matrix-like kick, who doubles our lead. Ball heads it to Ryan Gold. Ryan controls it, trying to find the pass into Stephen with the shot. It's forced to save from their keeper. Buchanan, edge of the wing, pushing on he will. Into Lorin, who's hurt but still fighting. In fact, look at him go. Get the shot. Oh, it's just close. King holds onto the ball, through balls it to Buchanan. Edge of the wing, holds off the defenders, back into King with staying distance. Gonna try his luck, off the crossbar and in! Two spectacular goals to seal Atalanta's fate, and Vancouver's destiny continues to be known as the greatest team in MLS history, confirming us yet another trophy with another screamer from one of our own King. As full time goes, that's 2 down, 1 more to go. Vancouver Whitecaps win their second MLS trophy in a row. Only one team has won it 2 times in a row. That's the LA Galaxy. Let's make history and be known as the first team ever to win it 3 times in a row. Final season for the Vancouver Whitecaps, and I mean business. It's all or nothing. We're going to start things off with some little bit of pre-contract. Carl Wagner for absolute free. Hugo, striker from Chicago, and of course up in the defensive line, Kimberly joins us for absolute free. But another signing coming through those doors is Brazilian Lucas Paqueta for a record £10 million. So with only those additional signings going in, we're going into our final season in the MLS. It comes down to this, third last season for Vancouver Whitecaps. Will we go down in history making, be known as the greatest side in MLS history, from a Canadian side, of course? That'll really ruffle some feathers. Real Salt Lake were going to be the team stopping us. Kone from range, it was saved, of course, but from the corner, how can you miss him? Anawowi with the header. It was going to be his goal, but it went down as an own goal. But this one was certainly not going to be an own goal. Carl Lurin, in fact, in front of goal, so dangerous. And he was causing such pain for defenders, even making them cause mistakes in front of our very own eyes. It's 3-0 as Salt was really going to add on to the wounds from Real Salt Lake, trying to get another one, but that was child's play, as I brought a destroyer in front of their doors. It's a hat-trick, 4-1 in our opening game. And of course, Matthew McConaughey's side was going to be no different, as 1 minute in, the glass was shattered by Anawomi's long shot screamer from the Nigerian striker. Anawomi then played a favour across to his strike partner, Carl Lurin, slotted in for goal number 2. But Matthew McConaughey's side was going downtown. Alright. Best to last, of course, as Ryan Goodwin with a solo run close to the goalkeeper. Audacity with the chip embarrasses Austin FC as 4-0. We're steamrolling the competition. Then we welcome the team of brotherly love. Yes, Philadelphia. And speaking of love, we got a lot of Canadian love over here. Kone finds Lurin, tapping 1-0. And there was no love in the second half either. Same thing happened again. Deja vu. Things were going to plan until the Philly striker managed to catch Gibbs off guard, put one past him. But all I could say, it was all for nothing. Lurin found magic goal number 3 as it's a hat-trick once again. And then we're going to take the fight to Donald J. Trump to DC. Trump's men were ready for it, trying to grab the game by the throat like he normally does with a female body part. But move on aside, as Buchanan's shot was saved, but Carl Wagner couldn't get a shot either. Buchanan decided to change his effort. Instead of going for goal, let's find the striker. And he could find Anawomi with a tap-in. But Buchanan's effort this game, he was going to get himself a goal. The shot, boom, asked for goal number 2. But while DC United's effort got themselves a goal, past my 3 at the back and past Gibbs to make it 2-1. Those smiles of those DC supporters really went sour and sunk, because sooner or later the goalkeeper was staring eyes to eyes with the Canadian destroyer. 3-1, advancing us through to the playoff round of the MLS, which Portland Timbers stand in our way. And with Anawomi on the pitch, it was pretty much dressed up like a damn lumberjack with 2 legs the size of chainsaws, tore the Timber defence apart. But Buchanan had an RPG of a right foot with a screamer advancing Vancouver Whitecaps to the semi-finals, which Colorado Rapids were waiting. But what's more dangerous than Rapids? Oh, let's let Lurin through on goal. Yeah, that's going to happen. In fact, he was actually strolling through goal, got himself a brace. But then afterwards, a former Man City man denied him the hat-trick, Zach Steffen. You want to be a hero? Well, a handful of saves could make you one, but a corner, yeah, this hero was shattered before the knees, like giving kryptonite to Superman for a birthday present. But his world was certainly going to fall apart as a Canadian field counter-attack was coming his way. Buchanan stopped the defender, passed it to Anawomi, and well, the goalkeeper certainly had cold feet. As we steamrolled through the teams in the semi-finals, we have one game remaining, that's the MLS Finals. So the team standing in our way of making history in this league is Atlanta, of course. A repeat of last year's final. The one team standing to stopping Vancouver Whitecaps of making history, as probably known as greatest MLS side in history. Will history repeat itself and will beat Atlanta once again? Or will they be ready for us this time? In the last remaining game of the Vancouver rebuild, let's make some history. Come on, boys! Great kick for Atlanta over here. They're going to go whip this one in, heads there, and straight at the arms of Gibbs right here. Kept a clean sheet in the last year's MLS final. Could he do the same this year? But we've got a counter-attack on board, and we're going to go straight through the narrow. Anawomi through balls into Ryan Gold. On the edge, going to go by himself. He will! Oh, forced to save. And that was the first big chance of the game, thanks to us. Hopefully it won't be our last, but the quarter inbound right here. Stephen, we head there. Oh, I'd already could have got us 1-0, but over. Pushing on now, trying to get in something out of this, but good. There we go. Lucas Paqueta plays it across to Kone. Kone on the edge of the wing to Buchanan. Look at him trying to draw the defenders away, but cut past 1-2 into Lorin. Certainly. Oh, of course it had to be. Carl Lorin, a dangerous striker up forwards, born and raised in Canada, to give the Vancouver Whitecaps the starting lead in the MLS Finals. Corner for Atlanta right here, and they could actually get a good response here, but it's headed back down to Stephen, who could try to control the ball, back into Buchanan, who definitely can control him. And look at him go. The ace demon has been unleashed, and he's looking in the eyes of the goalkeeper. One-on-one, certainly. Oh, you got a lever of Buchanan. Turns back round though, trying to find another shot in the post this time. You can't write this. Back into Buchanan. Will he get his goal? Into Lucas Paqueta with the shot, and it's forced to save. They're trying to get out of their own half, but failed miserably. Derek wins the ball. Plays across to Lucas Paqueta. Edge of the wing right here. Gonna whip across in. Oh, couldn't get nowhere near. And out. They're trying to clear, but Anawoni comes charging in. Trying to win a free kick. Heads it back down to Kone. Kone back to Buchanan. Edge of the wing. Gets a shot off and finally will get his goal. Teju Buchanan with Vancouver's second goal in the finals. Great football, causing the mistake, and Buchanan will strike them. Going for more, and certainly we will. Anawoni, oh, lovely ball into Lorin. Oh, come on, gets the control into Ryan Gould. Plays it back to Paqueta. Great football, but the save denied a wonder. Played it across now into Buchanan once again, who sees players open and get across in. Paqueta! Lucas Paqueta. And what a way to get your first goal of the club in the MLS Finals itself. Ball into Ryan Gould once again. We're going to get more. We're going to go for it. Anawoni sees the run of Ryan Gould. Sees a man completely open. It's only Carl Lorin who slots it in for 4-0. Before half time, we are running away with this one, folks. Pushing on, through ball into Anawoni. Now get a chance in. Lorin is through for the hat-trick. Certainly, oh, the keeper denied it. Ball in the feet of Lorin once again on the verge of a hat-trick. But Anawoni trying to push through as well. Good ball to Lucas Paqueta, and he's only sealed a Vancouver Whitecaps' 5th goal of the game. And well, he's only got himself a brace. Couldn't get 1 goal, yet he's got 2 in the biggest game of them all. Edge of the wing. Buchanan now plays it across to Kone. Kone to Lucas Paqueta. He's on the verge of a hat-trick. And will he get it? He's got the dribble to prove it right here, but couldn't get a shot off into Kone, who can line one up. But oh, the crossbar says not today. Now go on, trace to Kone. Now into Lorin. Lorin trying to draw the defender away for Buchanan to make the run. Will he get the shot? No, it's crossed and head in for Ryan Gould. Someone was missing in this goal fiesta, and our little Scott, who's been with us since day one, gets the header. Pushing on right here for Atlanta. And can they get through? They're broken through my defence and gets a shot past Gibbs. Oh, I'm annoyed about that. Seriously, I'm annoyed. I'd love to keep it clean sheet, but nah, not going to be. Pass across to Lorin. Lorin trying to hold defenders. Over it goes to Buchanan. Controls. Going to get the shot off. It's a calamity. It's absolute calamity from Atlanta. Oh, boys. Turn your heads. I think the last remaining Atlanta fans now have just left the building. We're going for more, definitely, because I want one thing and one thing out of this game. Not Lucas Paqueta, not Hugo, but Carl Lorin, the Canadian destroyer, to get a hat-trick in the MLS Finals. It's 8-1, it's guaranteed, and Lorin, our best striker since season number 1, deserves the match ball, as that is over, and it doesn't take a crystal ball to predict how this went. Absolute slaughter. You think Inter had a bad day at the Champions League finals? Well, take a load of this. And yes, we did make history. We are now a 3-time MLS champions in a row, and pretty much go down as the best MLS side in history. And yes, I've achieved my goal. Thank you ever so much for joining me for this rebuild. Stay tuned for next week. And as always, I'll see you beautiful people later.